It is unbelievable. And their jellies and so much that and more at Huber's. But what they're going to do is when we eat, they are going to bring out family style. And when I say that, what they do is they just bring out bowls and plates full of food, like fried chicken that is just going to melt in your mouth. It is so good and crispy. If you like crispy fried chicken, theirs is awesome. But they have ham and they have, of course, the beans and the casseroles, the macaroni and cheese are just, it's so good. Their mashed potatoes and gravy. Their roast beef is all just yummy. Their peach cobbler is to die for. If they have blackberries, they'll do some blackberry cobbler. Okay. Anyway, and then I think they have pound cake, as I recall. Just yummy, yummy food, but it just never stops coming until you say, enough, I can't eat anymore. That's how long they'll just keep bringing you, and they'll replenish it. It'll be fresh. So we're going to have hopefully about 400 people there that day. But so if you're planning on coming, you probably should get reservations early. This is our 50th anniversary with WFIA. I'm very excited to be a part of the WFIA family. And, I've been on air now some 7+ years and just love being a part of this group. And we will be out there with Gold City Quartet. It's going to be a wonderful time. And again, I'm going to stress that if you have a father, if you have a grandfather, they're going to love this venue. So don't think that, it's not for me because it's not cool. It's ultra cool. And you will be blessed, but you're going to be so blessed because you're going to see them blessed. When we get back, we're going to talk to Anne-Marie Miller. Don't go away. There's more today on Just Ask Joyce.
WFIA, The Spirit. From 1966 to 2016, WFIA has been a part of your life. Why do you listen?
I like the variety. I hear brand new messages throughout the day.
WFIA celebrates 50 years of going places with you, at home, in the car.
We keep it on in the car because it encourages us in the morning. It's the things my family needs to hear. I know they won't hear anything racy.
Now we want to hear your story. How has WFIA affected your life? Share it with us at 423-3133. Call now, 423-3133.
Hi, I'm Joyce Oglesby of Just Ask Joyce, weekdays at 3 right here on WFIA, and I want you to join me for a very special live edition of our show, Tuesday, May 24th at Highview Baptist Valley Station campus.
Dignity Memorial and WFIA present Lunch and Learn with Joyce Oglesby, May 24th from 2 to 5 p.m. Join us for a free lunch and seats to the Just Ask Joyce show. There'll be a live Q&A about pre-planning, family care, and more.
Lunch and Learn. It's all free. All you need to do is get registered by calling 502-423-3122. That's 423-3122.
Dignity Memorial features Archel Hetty Okolona, W.G. Hardy, Fairdale McDaniel, Archel Hetty Taylor Boulevard, and Hetty Hardy, where your loved one's life will be celebrated.
Are you prepared? Getting your affairs in order is one of the most important things you can do to help your family when you pass. I'm looking forward to seeing you May 24th. Call and register now at 502-423-3122.
A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
From the studio that brought you Heaven is for Real and War Room.
When the Messiah comes, Rome will be nothing.
A faithful retelling of the miracle that changed the world forever.
What happened to the Nazarene?
Risen on digital and Blu-ray.
His tomb is empty.
He's right here. Open your heart and see.
Risen. Rated PG-13. Available now on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital.
Hi, this is Steve Arterman. Join us for New Life Live each weekday. Real people, real issues, and real answers.
My husband and I have been married for a year.
My question was, what does integrity look like in a man?
She's doing the laundry.
Yeah, she's down in the coal mine.
Okay, she's down in the coal mine doing her thing. doing your laundry,
doing her thing.
And here's the biblical principle.
It seems like there's a real disconnect between how she sees things and how you see things.
New Life Live, weekday afternoons at 1 on WFIA, The Spirit. You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
You know, sex has been so distorted since Adam and Eve sinned in Eden. We must both acknowledge and fight the lies we're tempted to believe about it. Thus says Anne Marie Miller in her books 5 Things Every Parent Needs to Know About Their Kids and Sex. And of course, Anne Marie, the truth behind the beauty of sex is that it should be reserved for marriage, yet our kids are dabbling in sex long before it's time. And I know you'd agree with me. Welcome to Just Ask Joyce.
Thanks, Joyce. Thank you so much for having me.
Why are parents so afraid to talk about sex with their kids, Anne-Marie?
I think it's because it's an uncomfortable topic to talk about. And it's not just now. I think since probably the beginning of time, since that fall in the Garden of Eden, that's when shame and fear entered the world for the first time. And so I think Satan, the enemy, will use anything he can to distort our view, including making us uncomfortable to talk to our kids and for our kids to come to us with their struggles.
Well, Anne-Marie, I just have to ask you, your picture, it reveals that you're very young. Your voice reveals you're very young. So I appreciate the fact, and I don't know how old you are, but I guess I could ask you that.
I am 36, actually. So
well,
thank you. You look totally made my day.
you look like you're about 22. But anyway, but I appreciate the fact that, still you are very young, still in your youth, you're broaching this topic and encouraging parents to please talk with their kids. And you really get down to some of the very critical issues about sex, and you're talking about even talking to your kids about oral sex. Now, why would we as parents want to even engage in a topic like that?
I think it's really important with all of the messages that we receive, whether you're an adult or a kid. I think everyone knows how much we see just by logging into Facebook or driving down the road and seeing a billboard. We're faced with these images and these messages all the time, constantly, and to be proactive in that conversation, I just ask parents, who do you want to teach your kids about sex? Do you want you to teach your kids about sex, or do you want them to find out about it at school from their peers or from the media or from other sources? And I grew up, my parents did not have any sort of kind of sex talk with me. So I did learn about oral sex at school. And I've grown up now, and again, thank you for saying I look so young. That was really sweet. As I've grown up and kind of shared my story with a lot of youth, a lot of college students, I see the after effect of what the lack of conversation does. I see a lot of shame and guilt and mistakes being made. And I mean, kids are afraid to talk about sex with anyone. They think, it is a very private topic, but I think if we look at it from the perspective of what God intended, that it's to be celebrated between marriage, between a man and his woman in marriage, then that's something that's awesome. And if we can get that perspective built in from the beginning, it makes everything a little bit easier when we learn how to process those messages we receive.
Amen. Well, you give some really critical statistics that might shock some parents about, and I'm still camping out here on this oral sex and then you even give some quotes from some, and this is from an Indiana newspaper. So here in this Kentuckiana area, I think it'll be very interesting to some parents, but you quote, for 1 in 4 abstinent teens, oral sex is the solution. And it goes on, oral sex is culturally the new good night kiss. And listen, if that's not sobering to some parents, it really should be, because that is reality where we are with this idea of sex and with our youth, is it not?
It's very true. It's such a common thing now for middle schoolers because it's just been accepted as the norm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to say it's normal because I don't want to think that it's not normal. That's not the way God intended it, but it's very common. And it's just unbelievable what first these children are exposed to early on, but then they're convinced through messages that it's okay, and that, you know, if you can, on the quote good side, well, if I don't have actual sex, and they don't deem oral sex as actual sex, it's this everything but sex mentality that they fight. They think